The morning sky was not blue anymore. It had not been blue for 20 years. Instead, it looked like metal, like the ships that hung above every major city on Earth. The ships belonged to the Tekeri, the aliens who now ruled the planet. Do-hyun wiped sweat from his forehead as he fixed another broken pipe in the water system. This was his job now. Once, he had been a computer engineer. Now he fixed things for the aliens who had taken over his world. "Hurry up, human," said the Tekeri guard. The alien stood 2 heads taller than Do-hyun. Its skin was pale blue and hard like armor. Its 4 eyes watched every move. "Yes, sir," Do-hyun said, keeping his eyes down. 20 years had taught him not to look directly at the Tekeri. They did not like it. When the work was done, Do-hyun packed his tools. The Tekeri guard waved a scanner over him, checking that he had not stolen anything. The small device beeped and flashed as it read the tracker chip in Do-hyun's arm. All adult humans had these chips. The Tekeri always knew where they were. "Get back to your zone," the guard said. "Curfew starts in 2 hours." Do-hyun hurried through the streets of what used to be Seoul. Now it was called District 7. The buildings were still the same, but everything else had changed. Tekeri writing covered the walls. Their machines stood on every corner, watching, listening. He reached the apartment building where he lived with his daughter, Jisoo. The elevator did not work. It hadn't for years. Do-hyun climbed 7 flights of stairs, his legs aching from a long day of work. When he opened the door to his apartment, Jisoo ran to him. "Dad, you're back." The 11-year-old girl hugged him tight. "Hello, little one," he said, hugging her back. Jisoo was all he had left. Her mother had died during the first year of the invasion, when the Tekeri were still deciding what to do with humans. "How was school?" he asked. Jisoo shrugged. "Same as always. We learned about Tekeri history and how lucky we are that they came to Earth." Do-hyun nodded. The Tekeri schools taught human children that the aliens had saved Earth from destruction. It was not true, but it was dangerous to say otherwise. "Sun-Mei and Hana are coming over tomorrow," Jisoo said. "Can we use the computer you fixed?" "Only for an hour," Do-hyun said. "And be careful." The next day, Do-hyun was fixing a heating unit in a Tekeri office when he saw something strange. On a screen nearby, a list of names appeared. It was a security report, humans who had been caught breaking curfew. But as he watched, 3 names disappeared from the list. Later, at home, he heard Jisoo and her friends giggling in her room. He opened the door and found them sitting around the old laptop he had repaired. "What are you doing?" he asked. The girls jumped. Jisoo quickly closed the laptop. "Nothing, Dad," she said. "Just playing." But Do-hyun had seen the screen. It showed Tekeri writing, the same kind he had seen in the office. "Jisoo," he said firmly, "tell me the truth." The 3 girls looked at each other. Then Jisoo sighed. "We found a way into their system," she said. "The Tekeri can't see us doing it." "What?" Do-hyun's heart raced. "That's impossible. They track everything." "Not us," said Sun-Mei, Jisoo's best friend. "They can't track children the same way they track adults." "Watch," said Jisoo. She opened the laptop again and typed something. The screen filled with Tekeri symbols. "Their systems don't know we're here. It's like we're invisible." Do-hyun stared at the screen, then at the 3 young girls. For the first time in 20 years, he felt something he had almost forgotten. "Hope, you need to be very careful," Do-hyun told the 3 girls. "If the Tekeri find out what you can do, they will take you away." Jisoo nodded. Her eyes were serious. "We know, Dad. We've been careful for months." "Months." Do-hyun sat down heavily. "How long have you been doing this?" "Almost a year," said Hana, the youngest of the 3. She was small for her 10 years, but her eyes were bright and alert. "It started when we had to use the school computers. We found out we could see things adults couldn't see." Sun Mi nodded. The Tekeri computers talk to each other all the time. We can hear them talking. They never notice us listening. Do Hyun ran his hands through his hair. This was dangerous, but it was also important. He needed to understand how this worked. Show me more, he said. For the next hour, the girls showed Do Hyun what they could do. Jisoo could read Tekari writing as easily as human writing. Sun Mi could find hidden paths in the Tekari computer systems. Hannah could remember everything she saw, even if she only saw it for a second. Why can you do this when adults can't? Do Hyun asked. Jisoo shrugged. We think it's because we don't have the chips in our arms. The Tekeri only put chips in humans when they turn 13. Do Hyun thought about this. The Tekeri put tracker chips in all adult humans. Children got their chips on their 13th birthday in a ceremony the aliens called the marking. The Tekeri said it was an honor. Humans knew it was just another way to control them. I need to talk to someone about this, Do Hyun said finally. That night, after Jisoo was asleep, Do Hyun snuck out of their apartment. It was past curfew. If the Tekeri caught him, he would be punished, but he had to take the risk. He walked through dark streets, staying in shadows, until he reached an old bookshop. The shop had been closed for years, but Do Hyun knew someone still used the back room. He knocked on the door in a special pattern, 3 quick knocks, then 2 slow ones. After a moment, the door opened. A woman with gray hair looked out. Do Hyun, what are you doing here so late? I need to talk to Eunki, Do Hyun said. It's important, Yuna. Yuna let him in and led him to the back room. There, a man sat at a table covered with old books and hand-drawn maps. Eunki had once been a professor at Seoul National University. Now he led a small group of humans who still hoped to fight back against the Tekari. Do Hyun, Eunki said, looking up. You're breaking curfew. This must be important. It is, Do Hyun said. He told Eunki about Jisoo and her friends, about how they could use Tekeri computers without being detected. Eunki listened without speaking. When Do Hyun finished, the old professor was quiet for a long time. Are you sure about this? He finally asked. I saw it with my own eyes, Do Hyun said. Eunki stood up. This could be the thing we've been waiting for. For 20 years, we've tried to fight the Tekari, but their technology is too advanced. If what you say is true, these children might be our only hope. They're just kids, Do Hyun said. Jisoo is only 11. I understand your fear, Eunki said, but the Tekari are planning something big. Our sources say they're building new facilities all over the city. We don't know what for, but it can't be good for humans. Do Hyun thought about Jisoo's future under Tekari rule. He thought about the hope he had felt when he saw what the girls could do. What do you want from them? He asked. First, I want to meet them, Eunki said. Then, if they can really do what you say, we need to find more children like them. This could be the weakness in the Tekari system that we've been looking for. Do Hyun nodded slowly. I'll bring them tomorrow, but I want your promise that you'll keep them safe. I promise, Eunki said, but remember, Do Hyun, none of us are truly safe as long as the Tekari rule our world. The next day, Do Hyun brought Jisoo, Sun Mi, and Hannah to the old bookshop. The girls were excited, but also scared. They had never met anyone from the resistance before. Will we get in trouble? Hannah asked, her small hand tight in Do Hyun's. No, Do Hyun said. These are friends. But remember, you must never tell anyone else about what we do here. Eunki welcomed them with a kind smile. He didn't look scary like the girls had thought. He looked like a grandfather with his gray hair and gentle eyes. So you're the ones who can trick the Tekeri computers, he said, bending down to their level. That's very impressive. Jisoo stood tall. We don't trick them. They just can't see us. Eunki nodded. Can you show me how you do it? For the next 2 hours, The girls showed Yunkai everything they could do. They used a small computer that the resistance had hidden from the Takari. Yunki watched closely, asking many questions. Do-hyun could see that the old professor was amazed. "This is remarkable," Yunki said finally. "I think I understand why this works. The Takari security systems are designed to track adult human brainwaves. But children's brains are different. They work in ways the Takari never planned for." "So what do we do now?" Do-hyun asked. Yunki looked at the girls. "Would you be willing to help us find more children who can do what you can do? We need to build a network." Jisoo looked at her friends. They nodded. "Yes," she said. "We'll help." Over the next few weeks, Jisoo, Sunmi, and Hannah quietly talked to other children at their school. They were careful. Not every child could be trusted. Some might tell their parents, who might tell the Takari to earn extra food or better jobs. But slowly they found more children who could see the Takari systems. A boy named Taiho who was 12. Twin sisters Yuri and Yuna who were 9. By the end of the month, they had found 15 children who could do what they could do. Yunki taught them how to stay safe, how to watch for Takari security, how to use their special ability without getting caught. Do-hyun helped by creating safe places where the children could meet and practice. One day, when all the children were gathered in the back of the bookshop, Yunki shared news. "The Takari are planning something big," he said. "They're building new centers all around the city. Our sources say they're called integration centers." "What does that mean?" Jisoo asked. "We don't know yet," Yunki said, "but we need to find out. That's where you children can help us." Jisoo stood up. Though she was only 11, the other children looked to her as their leader. "Tell us what to do," she said. Meanwhile, in the central Takari command tower, Governor Nax was angry. The tall blue alien paced around a room filled with screens and maps. "How is this happening?" he demanded. His 4 eyes blinked rapidly, a sign of Takari frustration. "Security breaches in 3 different sectors this week alone." Security Director Vos stood stiffly. "We are investigating, Governor. Our systems show no unauthorized access." "Then your systems are wrong." Nax slammed a 6-fingered hand on the table. "Find out who is doing this. Increase security at all integration centers. The great integration cannot be delayed." "Yes, Governor," Voss said. "I will also increase patrols in human areas. Perhaps the problem comes from there." "The humans." Nax made a sound like rough laughter. "They can barely operate their own primitive technology. No human could breach our systems." "As you say, Governor," Voss said. But he wasn't so sure. 20 years studying humans had taught him not to underestimate them, especially when they were desperate. Back at the bookshop, Jisoo was teaching the other children how to move through Takari systems without leaving any trace. "We need to find out what these integration centers are," she said. "Who wants to help me look?" Every child raised their hand. 3 days later, Jisoo, Sunmi, and Hannah sat in a small room above the bookshop. They had found something important in the Takari systems. "The integration centers are for putting something inside humans," Jisoo said. She showed Yunki and Do-hyun a picture she had copied from the Takari files. It looked like a small metal spider. "What is it?" Do-hyun asked, his face pale. "It's called a neural implant," Sunmi explained. "The Takari want to put one in every human's brain." Yunki's hands shook as he studied the picture. "This is worse than we thought. These implants will let the Takari control humans completely." "When will they start?" Do-hyun asked. Hana, who had the best memory of all the children, said, "In 2 weeks. They'll start with children in schools." The room went quiet. Then Jisoo stood up. "We need to stop them," she said. "And I have a plan." Jisoo's plan was bold. The children would use their ability to get into the Takari systems and shut down the power in 3 important buildings at the same time. This would create confusion and show the resistance what the children could do. "It's too dangerous," Do-hyun argued. if even one child gets caught. We won't get caught, Jisoo said. The Tekari still don't know about us. This is our chance to fight back. In the end, Yeonki agreed with Jisoo. We need to act now, before the implants start. This may be our only chance. They spent a week preparing. 20 children were chosen for the mission. They practiced on old computers, getting faster and better at finding their way through Tekari systems. Each child memorized what they needed to do. On the day of the mission, Do-hyun could barely eat. He was too worried about Jisoo. Be careful, he told her as she left for her position near a Tekari power station. I will, Dad, she said, hugging him tight. Don't worry. At exactly noon, 20 children across Seoul District 7 entered the Tekari power grid. They were in different places, some in school computer rooms, some in public libraries, some in shops that had computers. But they all did the same thing at the same time. In the central Tekari command tower, all the lights went out. The screens went black. The backup power didn't start. What is happening? Governor Nax shouted. Get the systems back online. The same thing was happening at 2 other major Tekari buildings. No power, no computers, no communication. Security Director Vos tried to contact other Tekari stations, but nothing worked. For the first time in 20 years, the Tekari were blind. This is an attack, Vos said. Someone has found a way into our systems. Impossible, Nax said, but his voice lacked certainty. Check the human resistance groups. This must be their work. The blackout lasted for 3 hours. When the power finally came back on, the Tekari discovered that many of their security files were missing. Files about the integration centers. Files about the neural implants. At the bookshop, the children celebrated their success. None of them had been caught. The plan had worked perfectly. You did it, Yeonki said, his eyes bright with hope. For the first time, we've struck a real blow against the Tekari. Jisoo smiled, but she knew this was just the beginning. The Tekari will be angry now. They'll look for us harder than before. Let them look, Sunma said. They still can't see us. Hana, always the quietest, spoke up. What do we do next? We know about the implants, but we don't know how to stop them. Jisoo looked at her friends. Next, we need to learn everything about these implants, and then we need to find a way to destroy them all. Do-hyun watched his daughter with a mixture of pride and fear. She was so young to carry such a heavy burden. But as he looked around at the determined faces of the children, he felt something he hadn't felt in a very long time. He felt like they might actually win. The Tekari were angry. In the week after the blackout, they put more guards on the streets. The curfew started earlier. Humans were stopped and questioned more often. They're scared, Yeonki told the children at their meeting. That's good. Scared enemies make mistakes. The network of children had grown to 30. They met in small groups in different places to avoid attention. Today, 5 of them were meeting in the back room of the bookshop. We need to learn more about the neural implants, Jisoo said. The information we took wasn't complete. Sunmi nodded. I think I know where to look. There's a Tekari medical center near my house. They might have the full plans there. That's too dangerous, Do-hyun said. He had been worried ever since the blackout. The Tekari are watching everything now. Not us, Jisoo reminded him. They still don't know about us. After much talk, they made a plan. Sunmi would go to the medical center with Hana. They would find a computer and look for information about the implants. Jisoo would coordinate with the other children to create a small distraction on the other side of the city. The next day, Sunmi and Hana went to the medical center. They pretended they were lost and looking for their mother, who cleaned the building. A kind human worker let them wait in a room with a computer. As soon as they were alone, Sunmi started working. Her fingers moved quickly over the keyboard as she found her way into the Tekari system. Hurry, Hana whispered, watching the door. Someone might come. Untroning. Sun Mai said. There's so much information here. On the other side of the city, Jisoo and 5 other children caused a small power outage at a Tekeri food storage facility. It wasn't big enough to cause real problems, but it would keep the Tekeri security busy. Back at the medical center, Sun Mai found what they were looking for. Got it, she said, copying the files. The complete plans for the neural implants. Just then, the door opened. A Tekeri doctor walked in. It stopped when it saw the children. Its 4 eyes narrowed. "What are you doing here?" it asked. Then it saw the computer screen. "What is this?" Suddenly froze. Hannah stepped forward. "We're waiting for our mother," she said, her voice small and scared. "She cleans here. We were just playing." The Tekeri looked at the screen again. Its top set of eyes blinked rapidly. "This is not a game," it said. "This is a secure system." It reached for a communication device on its belt. Hannah acted fast. She knocked over a tray of medical tools, creating a loud crash. When the Tekeri turned to look, Sun Mai quickly changed the screen to show a simple game. "Sorry," Hannah cried, looking scared. "I didn't mean to." The Tekeri seemed confused. It looked at the computer screen again, now showing a colorful game. Then it looked at the children, who appeared frightened and innocent. "Do not touch anything else," it said finally. "Wait outside for your mother." The girls nodded and left quickly. As soon as they were outside, they ran all the way back to the bookshop. "We almost got caught," Sun Mai told the others, still breathing hard. "But we got the files." Eun-ki loaded the files onto their computer. What they saw made everyone's blood run cold. "This is worse than we thought," he said. "These implants don't just control humans. They turn human brains into living computers for the Tekeri network." "What does that mean?" Do-hyun asked. "It means," Eun-ki said slowly, "that the Tekeri are not just invaders. They're farmers. And we are their crop." Jisoo stared at the screen showing the spider-like implant. "How long do we have?" 10 days, Eun-ki said. "They start putting these in children first, in 10 days. Jisoo looked at her friends. Their faces showed fear, but also determination. "Then we have 10 days to stop them," she said. "And I think I know how. We need to get into the main Tekeri database," Jisoo told the group. "That's where they control everything." "The main database." Eun-ki shook his head. "That's in the central tower. It's the most guarded place in the city." "We don't need to go there physically," Jisoo explained. "We just need to access it through their network." Jisoo's plan was bold. The children would create a special program that could spread through the Tekeri system like a virus. The program would find and erase all data about the neural implants. Without that data, the Tekeri couldn't make the implants work. "Can you really do that?" Do-hyun asked, looking at the children. "We've been studying their code," Sun Mai said. "I think we can." For the next 5 days, the children worked in shifts. Some created the virus program. Others mapped the Tekeri network to find the best way in. The rest watched for signs that the Tekeri suspected what they were doing. On the 6th day, Hannah found something alarming. "The Tekeri have moved up their schedule," she said. "They're starting the implants in 4 days, not 5. "We need to hurry," Jisoo said. That night, as Do-hyun was walking home from work, a Tekeri patrol stopped him. "Human," the lead guard said, "your work record shows you were once an engineer." Do-hyun's heart raced, but he kept his face calm. "Yes, before your arrival. You will report to Integration Center 3 tomorrow. Your skills are needed." "What for?" Do-hyun asked, trying to sound only curious, not scared. "To prepare the human children for integration," the guard said. "It is a great honor." Do-hyun nodded. "I will be there." As soon as the patrol left, he ran to the bookshop. He had to warn the others. When he arrived, breathing hard, he found Jisoo and Eun-ki deep in conversation. "The virus is ready," Jisoo was saying. "We can launch it tomorrow." Jisoo, Do-hyun interrupted. The Tekeri stopped me. They want me to help with the implants. They're starting even sooner than we thought. Eumki's face grew grim. This changes everything. We must act now. Jisoo nodded. Get all the children here. It's time. 2 hours later, 50 children had gathered in the bookshop. It was risky to have so many in one place, but there was no choice. Jisoo explained the plan to everyone. Each of us will access the Tekeri network from different places, she said. We will all upload the virus at the same time. This will overwhelm their security. What if it doesn't work? A boy named Taiho asked. Then we try something else, Jisoo said simply. We don't give up. The children spread out across the district. They went to schools, libraries, shops, anywhere with a computer. At exactly midnight, they would all act together. Jisoo, Sunmi, and Hannah stayed at the bookshop with Do-hyun and Eunki. As the clock neared midnight, Jisoo took a deep breath. Are you scared? Do-hyun asked her softly. Yes, Jisoo admitted, but I'm more scared of what happens if we don't try. At midnight, Jisoo typed the command to launch the virus. Across the district, 50 children did the same. In the central Tekeri tower, alarms began to sound. Governor Nax was woken from sleep by Security Director Vol. The database is under attack, Voss reported. Something is deleting the integration files. Stop it, Nax ordered. Trace the access points. We're trying, Voss said, but the attack is coming from everywhere at once. Back at the bookshop, Jisoo watched as the virus spread through the Tekeri system. On her screen, she could see the implant files being deleted one by one. It's working, she whispered. Just then, the virus found something unexpected. Another set of files, hidden deeper in the system. Jisoo opened them and gasped. What is it? Sunmi asked, leaning closer. It's not just about controlling our brains, Jisoo said, her voice shaking. The Tekeri are dying out. They need our brains to save their species. They're not just taking control of us. They're planning to become us. We need to tell everyone, Jisoo said, her eyes wide. All humans need to know what the Tekeri are planning. How? Do-hyun asked. The Tekeri control all communication systems. Jisoo smiled. Not anymore. Our virus is inside their main system now. We can use their own network to send a message to everyone. While they talked, the virus kept working. Across the city, Tekeri systems were failing. Doors that should be locked open by themselves. Screens showed error messages. Some Tekeri ships in the sky lost power and had to land. In the central tower, Governor Nax was furious. Find the source of this attack, he shouted at his officers. I want the humans responsible. Security Director Vos studied a map of the city. Red dots showed where the system breaches were coming from. They're everywhere, he said. Schools, libraries, shops. The attacks are coming from all over the district. That's impossible, Nax said. No human group could organize something this big without us knowing. Vos zoomed in on the map. Wait, look at the pattern. These access points, they're all places where children go. Nax stared at the map. Children? You think human children are doing this? We never monitored them closely, Vos said. We thought they were no threat. For the first time in 20 years, Nax felt afraid. At the bookshop, Jisoo was working on a new program. This one would let them take control of the Tekeri communication system and send a message to all humans in the district. It's ready, she said after an hour. Everyone needs to be in place. The 50 children, now spread around the district, got their instructions. At exactly 3:00 a.m., they would all help Jisoo take over the Tekeri system. Are you sure about this? Do-hyun asked his daughter. The Tekeri will fight back hard. We have no choice, Dad, Jisoo said. If we wait, they'll put those implants in every human. We'll lose everything that makes us human. At 3 a.m., the children acted. Using their special connection to the Tekeri system, they helped Jisoo break through the last security walls. Together, they took control of the emergency broadcast system that the Tekeri used to give orders to humans. In homes across the district, screens turned on by themselves. Speakers came to life. And everywhere, humans heard Jisoo's voice. "People of Earth," she said, "the Tekeri have been lying to us. They didn't come to help us. They came to take our bodies. They are dying out, and they want to put devices in our brains so they can live inside us. In 4 days, they will start with the children. We must stop them. We have disabled their systems. Now is the time to fight back." In the central tower, Nex watched in horror as the human girl's face appeared on every screen. "Shut it down," he ordered. "Cut all power if you have to." But it was too late. The message was playing everywhere, and it wasn't just in Seoul District 7. Somehow, the children had sent it to all districts around the world. "Sir," an officer reported, "we're getting reports from other districts. The same thing is happening everywhere. Human children are in our systems." "How is this possible?" Nax demanded. Vos had been studying old human records. Now he looked up, his 4 eyes wide with understanding. "The radiation from our ships," he said. "It affected human children born after our arrival. Their brains developed differently. They can connect to our technology in ways we never expected. We've been here for 20 years. That's a whole generation of human children who can do this." Outside, they could hear sounds they hadn't heard in 20 years. Humans shouting, fighting back. Parents protecting their children. A rebellion spreading across the city. Nax looked at the screens showing chaos in every district. "Send the order," he said. "Begin emergency evacuation procedures." Evacuation. Vos couldn't believe what he was hearing. "We're abandoning Earth." "We have no choice," Nax said. "We can't fight an enemy we can't detect, and there are millions of them." As Tekeri ships began to lift off from cities around the world, Jisoo and her friends watched from the roof of the bookshop. "We did it," Sunmai whispered. "Not yet," Jisoo said. "They'll be back unless we find a way to keep them away forever. And I think I know how to do that." "They're not all leaving," Yumki said, looking at a computer screen. "Some ships are still in orbit, and half the Tekeri troops are still on the ground. They'll try to take back control," Do-hyun said, "or at least hold some territory until more ships arrive." Jisoo nodded. "That's why we need to act fast. We need to get into their main ship control system." For 3 days and nights, the children worked without stopping. The streets of Seoul District 7 were filled with fighting as humans battled the remaining Tekeri troops. But in the back room of the bookshop, Jisoo and her friends fought a different kind of battle. "I found it," Sunmai said on the morning of the 4th day. "The main command codes for all Tekeri ships. They're kept in a special system." "Can we access it?" Jisoo asked. "Yes, but it's hard," Sunmai said. "We need all the children working together." Hana, who had been quiet for a long time, spoke up. "What about the children in other districts? In other countries? Can they help too?" Jisoo's eyes widened. "You're right. We're not alone anymore." Using the Tekeri communication system they now controlled, they reached out to children all over the world. In every city where the Tekeri had ruled, human children had the same special ability. And they were ready to help. "Tomorrow," Jisoo told them all, "we will take control of their ships and send them away forever." That night, Do-hyun found Jisoo sitting alone, looking up at the sky. "Are you okay?" he asked, sitting beside her. "I was thinking about Mom," Jisoo said. "I wish she could see what we're doing." Do-hyun put his arm around his daughter. "She would be so proud of you. I know I am." The next morning, children around the world sat at computers, ready to act together. There were thousands of them now, all connected through the Tekeri's own network. "Remember," Jisoo told them, We need to send commands that look normal, but will actually send the ships far away. At exactly noon, the children began. Their minds moved through the Tekeri network, finding paths no adult could see. Working together, they reached the ship control system. In the central Tekeri tower, where Governor Nax was preparing to leave Earth, alarms started to sound. "What's happening?" he demanded. "The ships are receiving new flight plans," an officer reported. "They're being ordered to return to Tekeri space immediately." "Cancel it," Nax shouted. "We can't," the officer said. "The commands look like they're coming from High Command itself." On screens all around the room, Nax watched as Tekeri ships began to leave orbit. Some were already jumping to light speed, heading far away from Earth. "It's the children again," Security Director Voss said. "We need to leave now, before they trap us here too." Nax nodded. There was no choice. He and his command staff hurried to their escape ship. As the last Tekeri ships left Earth, cheers went up from humans everywhere. After 20 years of alien rule, they were free again. In Seoul District 7, people came out into the streets. They hugged each other and cried with joy. Many of them gathered around the bookshop, where the resistance had started. Inside, Jisoo and her friends made one final check of the Tekeri systems. "I've locked them out completely," Sunmai said. "They can't control their technology on Earth anymore." "And I set up warnings," Hana added. "If they ever try to come back, we'll know right away." Inki looked at the children with wonder. "You've done what all our weapons and armies couldn't do," he said. "You've saved humanity." Jisoo shook her head. "We all did it together. And we're not finished yet." She pointed to the abandoned Tekeri buildings. "They left a lot of their technology behind. We can learn from it. We can make sure no one ever conquers Earth again." Do-hyun watched his daughter with pride. She looked tired but happy. In just a few weeks, she had grown from a quiet schoolgirl into a leader who had helped free the world. Outside, the sun was shining in a clear blue sky. For the first time in 20 years, there were no alien ships blocking the light. Earth belonged to humans again. And it was all because a group of little girls had seen what the adults could not, that sometimes the greatest power comes from those who are most underestimated.